Hello and welcome to the Stacking to Win It podcast. I'm Big Italy 42 here talking about some top stacks courtesy of at Zach Scott Moxie, one of our NFL writers. And starting off here, he's got at the top the Chargers team total of 23.5, which seems low to me. They lead the league in total yards per game of 430.7. Passing offense, obviously a huge reason for that. Rivers has attempted the most passes in the NFL. Leads the league in passing yards per game at a ridiculous 350. Keenan Allen leads the league with 62 catches and has 12 targets a game. Ladarius Green looks like he's going to be stepping in for Antonio Gates once again. Hasn't had less than 7 fantasy points in a single game this season, including the games where Gates was there. He's got 4 touchdowns on the season. Ravens allowing the most points to opposing quarterbacks, 26.9 points per game. Ravens are favorites in this game, so it looks like the Chargers are going to be having to throw from behind here. So lots of guys you can get in your stack. Danny Woodhead, a great compliment on DraftKings at $4,500. FanDuel on the half-point PPR. He is $1,600 more expensive, so he's not a guy that is necessarily a must over there, but he has big-time upside, as we saw last week when they were behind. Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers is going to be a pretty popular duo there, and same goes for Ladarius Green, especially on DraftKings, where he's just $3,000. Definitely want to get yourself some pieces of this. Cash games, GPPs, a little bit of everything. Next up, the Falcons against the Buccaneers. Last week scoring just 10 points. Had that debacle in the red zone right at the goal line last week. But the Buccaneers are not a good defense. They are allowing the most points per game at 29.8. Matt Ryan here with Julio Jones. Looks like Julio's finally healthy. Had a touchdown last week. Almost had a second one. Jones is second in the NFL in catches and receiving yards with 5 touchdowns. And Devonta Freeman, as you know, leading the league in rushing yards and touchdowns despite not even starting until the third week. So Falcons' highest team total on the Sunday slate and looking like they're in a really good spot here. So Matt Ryan, probably going to be the lower-owned quarterback as far as the expensive guys go. But Devonta Freeman, Julio Jones, and it's not even bad to pair Freeman with Matt Ryan because he does catch passes out of the backfield. And is a red zone target. So either way you want to go with this one makes a lot of sense. Next up, value stack, and this is the opposite side of the Ravens-Chargers. Ravens 26.5 point team total. And as Zach mentions here, as we've been mentioning all week and 4 weeks, if not the worst, then the Chargers are very close to the worst defense in the entire NFL. Flacco, despite not being consistent, is 12th in the NFL in passing yards, and a lot of that goes to Steve Smith Sr., who's 8th in the receiving yards in the NFL despite missing a game, getting 11 targets a game. And Justin Forsett going to be another popular play here against the league, one of the league's worst run defenses here. Chargers allowing more fantasy points per game to running backs, second most rushing yards per game, only ahead of the Browns, who are, as we know, we saw last week, absolutely horrible against the run. And Chargers allowing over 28 points a game, so plenty to go around here. These guys are cheap. Flacco, Steve Smith might be a nice little contrarian stack for you there. And I'm a big fan of Smith and Forsett in cash games there as well. Contrarian stack here, Texans against the Titans. Obviously, Aaron Foster gone now. Everyone kind of losing some faith in this offense, especially after what happened in the first couple quarters last week. They ended up paying off at the end. Hopkins, not so much. He ended up still struggling a little bit. Looked like that was the game plan last week, trying to take him out. Nate Washington had a huge game. And Texans here, facing the Titans team that is, it's an okay defense. They give up a lot of points, but at the same time, they played well last week. So this is a stack that has some big upside. It's going to be a volume passing attack. There's not a whole lot of rushing consistency in this offense at all. So got to imagine Nate Washington will probably be a fairly popular play as far as value plays go. Hopkins going to be low owned because of that recency bias and things of that nature right now too. So pairing Hoyer with one of these guys or even both these guys in one, going to expect 40-plus passes in this one. So definitely some big upside there. All right, that'll wrap things up. Find us on Twitter at DF Cafe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And check out Zach on Twitter at Zach Scott Moxie if you got any questions about this. If not, good luck this week, and we'll see you next week.